Hello and welcome to the final episode of the Shaman Patrick Show. This rebrand has been painful for me, but I knew it had to be done. I want to keep doing a show, but I don't want to call myself a shaman anymore. So what are we to do? Well, we have to do a name change. So this is going to be the final episode of the Shaman Patrick Show. For those of you who loved it and enjoyed it, I'm not going away. It's just going to be called The Patrick Show. We're going to focus on fun stuff, authenticity, less on spirituality. Spirituality is saturated. I want to help and teach and love authenticity. So this is going to be the final episode. So I'm going to get out everything I need to say about being a shaman, why I'm not calling myself a shaman, and also my history of a NOMMO. So we're going to watch a music video. I'm going to do a performance for you, and we're going to have a real good time. So please welcome the ushering in of this final episode of the Shaman Patrick Show. Where's my magic wand? Well, I guess I don't need it anymore. Let's go.
He was once a storm in human form, sharp tongue, cold soul, heart worn and torn, living like a ghost who missed his grave till the spirit sang out and called him brave. He got rewired by the great unknown, heard the call like a dial tone to the bone. So pull up a chair, enjoy the glow. This is the Shaman Patrick Show. Boy, you don't have to be a cool boy. Just keep on being my cool boy. Come over here, I really want you near. Take my money and my...
That was a preview of a music video of a song from our upcoming album, Mask. Yeah, I'm gonna promote this shit. Listen to some fucking music. Get out of your head. Do something different. Let's start with this. Yeah, I never looked like that. I don't look like that today. That's a fantasy. That's a fantasy. I created a pool boy that looked like a real person. As real, because AI generated stuff tends to look unreal. So yeah, I use pictures of me. It's not ethical to use pictures of other people, for fuck's sake. But that's all I'm going to explain about that. But I never looked like that. I don't desire to look like that. That's a fantasy. It tells a story. You will hear the story of that music video later. But right now, I want to talk about why I am no longer going to call myself a shaman. And I have prepared a written statement. And I want to say everything in this episode. So it might be long, it might be short. I don't fucking know. I really don't fucking know. So dear people of Earth, my year of intense transformation is over. And I can feel it in my body, my posture, and the way I move through the world. Something has settled. Something has closed. And because of that, something new has opened. I am no longer calling myself a shaman. That does not mean I stopped being one. It means I stopped needing to announce it. Over time, the word became an ego trigger for others and for me. It invited projection, misunderstanding, and unnecessary conflict. It confused the work and turned something quiet and functional into something performative and divisive. Most people never understood what I meant by it anyway. I realized I could continue doing the work without naming it, without explaining it, without defending it. If you know, you know. If you do not, it no longer matters. All right? So I do want to take some time to explain what I really mean with this. I've joked around that people just cannot Google the word shaman. They don't know what it is. They can't do it. It's like there's a spiritual block to it, because a shaman is someone who has spent significant time and effort dismantling his ego. So because the ego cannot rule the shaman, it just cannot. And it seemed like I was just getting in weird, stupid, ignorant ego battles with people for just existing. Like you just walk into a room and people would want to pick fights with you because the ego would be quieted in me. And so the ego in others wants to pick at that. Please, the ego craves conflict. I just don't want to argue with people anymore. I'm letting people believe weird shit that they want to believe. I'm letting people judge people if they want to judge them. Another place I got this year is that I don't mind being judged. I don't mind. Judge away. Judge away. Judge, judge. I don't mind being judged. In fact, I kind of enjoy it because I know now that all judgments are projections. They're not me. When somebody is judging another person, they're not judging them. They're seeing themselves reflected. And that's why it pisses people off so much. But man, that was a tough one to get. But what has always been true is that I am an artist, a musician, and a performer. I just hid that for a while. I hid that. I don't know why. I guess I just wanted to live a normal ass life, but an artist can't really live a normal ass life. But art, music, and performance is my native language. That is how I communicate, how I metabolize experience, how I transmit meaning. And over time, the identity of shaman became suffocating. Not because the work was wrong, but because the role does not exist in this culture. I spent years trying to carve out a space that simply was not there. Eventually, I stopped fighting reality. Many of you encouraged me to lean back into my creative nature long before I was ready. The timing had to be owned. My own, now it is. It is. Many of you have also encouraged me to quit vaping, but a bitch has to have a vice. Why do you have to have a vice? Because it keeps you from being too perfect. It keeps you from thinking you know it all. So a vice is necessary. Any spiritual master will tell you this. Like I've heard stories. Like one man went to a spiritual master and he asked the spiritual master, "Why do you smoke?" And he says, "You got to have a vice. You have to have a vice. It keeps you human. It keeps you grounded. It keeps you from floating to way too high in the sky." And another thing is I have lost a lot of weight. And I'm getting my abs. And when y'all see my abs, y'all might hate me. Because at 53 years old, somebody said, "You'll never have abs again the way you did when you were younger, Patrick. You'll never have abs." I'm like, bitch, fucking watch me. Tell me I can't do something. Tell me I can't have something. Let's fucking go. So if you want to judge me for vaping, go right ahead. It's a service I provide for you. It's a service to have flaws and to have imperfections. Everybody does. Nobody is perfect. We're not trying to be perfect. We're trying to be real. And so my body has changed along with everything else. That work continues with discipline and intention. I'm not trying to look younger. Somebody said I was trying to look younger. I've looked younger my whole life. I'm ready to look good for my age, bitches. I'm proud I'm 53. I'm not trying to appear to be in my late 30s. I'm not like, my husband is 22 years younger than me. I don't want to look younger or be younger. Younger people are crazy. They are crazy. I know this because I was once in my 30s. And I live with someone in their 30s. But I'm not trying to look younger. I'm interested in health, strength, vitality, so I can live the rest of my 50s fully. I think I wrote something else here. Fully embodied. This is not about aesthetics, but it kind of is. It's about staying alive, present, and capable for as long as I'm here. I want to live for a long time. I'm an adult human male. I'm a sexually integrated being. I grew up. I did an enormous amount of shadow work, and it was not pretty. It was frightening. I want to talk about that sexual integration. So when I started talking about sex and sexuality, which adults should be able to talk about it. Like adults should be able to have rational, reasonable conversations about sex and sexuality without having complete come aparts. So I realized that people not like being ashamed of sex and sexuality and eroticism, all of that, it was like the way a child would react to it. Like, ew, ew. And I know this to be true, but if you're ashamed about anything, it's going to kill you. You cannot be ashamed of shit. You just can't. Where do you think IBS comes from? Where do you think migraines come from? Where do you think it causes shame, causes stress? And when I got sober and got around my family again and Merrick's family again, they run on shame. They communicate with shame. Their currency is shame. And it made me and my husband very, very sick being around sick people who are full of shame. It's very toxic, very toxic. So you cannot have shame about sexuality. Everyone has sexual energy, sexual desires. I tried to shove it down and pretend I wasn't a sexual being. But now that I have reintegrated that, bitches, I feel motherfucking alive. And I know that some people might look at that and say, Patrick, you look crazy. You know what? Sane people look crazy to genuine crazy people. They do. Like, some of the craziest people I know think they look sane. I'm not going to get into that. I don't fucking care. I'm not going to waste any time on that. But the truly crazy people in the world don't know they're crazy. And I know where I'm delusional and crazy. I know exactly where I am crazy and where I am delusional. They don't. They don't think they're delusional at all. Everyone is delusional to some degree. And if you know that you are delusional, if you know you are crazy, does that make you crazy anymore? No. Most people create suffering in their lives and in the lives of others. And I chose to no longer create suffering in my life or in the lives of others. That's called sanity. Welcome. Okay, so the shadow work was frightening. It was not pretty. It stripped illusions and cost me identities I thought I needed. But it worked. I became a man. I earned the right to my erotic nature, to my desire, to my presence in my body. And if that is uncomfortable for you, you do not need to watch me at all. I love my body. I love my skin. I love inhabiting my body. And I had never fully inhabited my body until recently. Oh my God, it's the missing piece. So I'm very into getting into the body by whatever means necessary. Do we have to tie you up, strip you naked, put you in freezing water, make you walk 20 miles? I mean, whatever it takes to get you in your body. I mean, of course, I'm never going to do those things to people unless they ask me to in a safe environment. Whatever it takes, whatever the initiation into the body take, whatever it takes. Masturbate for 3 days? Sure, go ahead. Whatever it fucking takes. Dance until you can't stand anymore? Whatever. That's because you have to be willing to do anything to get what you want. And it doesn't mean that you have to necessarily do everything. Doesn't mean that you have to do it. It just means that you have to be willing to do it. Sometimes you can imagine it, but the physical sensation really does help. But I earned the right to my erotic nature, to my desire, to my presence. And as a result, my friend group and connections have also flipped dramatically. Authentic people are scary to fake ass bitches, and fake ass bitches are exhausting to authentic people. So I decided to focus more on authenticity and less on spirituality. There is less to learn and more to feel. I feel like I've already made this video. I had like deja vu. I feel like I already made this. Okay, but spirituality, there's so many spiritual teachers on YouTube now. Let them do their thing. Let them. I want authenticity as an example. I'm going to be the example for authenticity, how fun life can be when you're being authentic. And so let me give you an example. So I live in a town where there's a lot of Christian people, and they are pernicious, and they are pushy, and they are insistent. And their pushiness and insistence made me realize where I was being pushy and insistent. Like, you don't want to get sober? Fine. Fucking drink yourself to death. You want to keep doing drugs? You keep wanting to do meth? Okay. See you in hell, bitch. I was being pushy and insistent. So when the Christians were coming at me with Bible verses and admonitions and all of that, I'm like, man, this is really irritating me. So I must be doing the same thing. So I decided to stop being pushy. But I also started telling the Christians to back the fuck off. Like, don't send me a Bible quote. Don't tell me that. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Christian. Not everybody's a Christian. And I think that is fine. Like, unless you tell people to stop doing something, they will continue to do it. If you tell somebody to stop doing something and they keep doing it, you need to get away from them because they are a crazy person. If they can't follow directions or respect boundaries, they're crazy. They're crazy. We got a letter from Merrick's mother and it said, I'm respecting the boundary, but here's a letter. It's like, oh my God. But people used to set boundaries with me when I was crazy, and it pissed me off. It did, because I was using them for something. If you set a boundary with somebody and they don't accept it, it's because they were using you for something. See how simple everything fucking is? You don't have to figure anything out. It's already been figured out. You just have to open up your ears and listen, but it's really hard when you already think you know everything. Okay. So I decided to focus more on authenticity and less on spirituality. I've at some point you learn everything. You just listen to the same things over and over again. Put the shit into practice. Put it into practice and live your life. Listen to some fucking music, for God's sakes, instead of endless spiritual videos. There is less to learn and more to feel. I am obsessed with restoring my masculinity, and I will encourage all men to do so. Individuation is the final boss of adulthood. I will encourage women to go on their feminine journey. It's a path of truth and authenticity. Now, I remember when this masculine restoration stuff started popping up in me, and the women that followed me got very nervous. And so here we are, I don't know, 6 months later. Like 7, 8 months. I don't know. It hasn't been that long because it happens pretty quickly. But you don't have to be afraid of masculinity. What you have to be afraid of is immature masculinity. So we want to encourage men to just grow the fuck up. We want to encourage women to grow the fuck up. The rest of the world doesn't have to grow up for you to be happy. You can be the adult in the room and be fine. I love being the adult in the room that looks like a child. It's all fucking inverted and flipped in this reality. The truly sane adult people look like this. Long hair, penis pendants. And the real crazy people are wearing the same clothes, the same haircut, the same styles. They look like all the same. The individuals are the adults. They are. You want to argue with me? Then get the fuck out. But that's for sure. So I still work with people individually, mainly men, but I will do so carefully and deliberately, and only with those who crave truth and change. Shamanism is not for the faint of heart. In the past, I have worked with people who claim to be brave, courageous, and committed to healing, only to watch them run like terrified children the moment they encountered their own ego, shadow, or pain body. Instead of facing themselves, they blamed me for doing exactly what they hired me to do. I am no longer interested in that dynamic, that push-pull dynamic. I'm no longer interested in trying to convince people of their own healing. And let's talk about the way that I work with men now. So in October, November, spirits were like, Patrick, you have to get naked with your clients. You have to get naked. And I was like, fuck no, I'm not getting naked. Now, when I say get naked with clients, what does that look like to you? Do you think it's about sex? Do you think it's about voyeurism or what do you think about? Whatever you're thinking about in your head, you're probably wrong. You're probably wrong about it. Over the internet, a lot of the times we don't even see each other's dicks. We're just sitting here naked without any clothes on, having a conversation. You don't even need to see dicks. But something very shamanic and spiritual happens. Shame gets removed. Pretensions get removed. We're just sitting there like we're just two dudes, stripped bare, being emotionally honest. People are more honest when they're naked. That's why people love being nudist and going to nudist camps. It's not creepy and weird. So I know whether or not somebody's going to get it if they are excited about getting naked and getting some shit done. I know that. And so that's kind of like one of the things that has screened the people that I work with, because sometimes people would want to work with me thinking that I wasn't really a shaman or a serious shaman, and then we'd get right to work and they wouldn't take it very well. They would run scared. They would say, "Oh shit, we're like you're actually." There were people that I helped them see their ego, their pain buddy, their shadow, and they blamed me for it. They projected on me for it. People have accused me of things that I wasn't even really doing, and so you can't work with weak, wishy-washy, non-committed people. And I show people that I'm committed by taking off my fucking clothes in front of them. I don't fucking care. It's a symbol of me being honest, authentic, and bare. And it's a powerful symbol. It's a powerful statement. And I have really gotten over myself. I mean, my God, who would have thought? Like, I never wanted to do that, but spirits were like, Patrick, you have to do this. You have to. Now, usually spirits will not command you to do stuff. And that's not exactly the way that it worked, because when spirits were encouraging me to do it, I talked at length with my husband about it. I said, am I doing this for the right reasons? Is this something that I even want to do? Plus, I'm married to you. How do you feel about it? And my husband's like, oh, that sounds good. That sounds like a lot of shit would get done. That sounds really pure. That sounds really powerful. That's a powerful healing modality. And and then the clients that I got naked with, I discussed it with them. There was consent. We talked it to death before we actually did it. Some of those people got freaked out once the healing took place. So I have learned better ways to do this work. I mean, I'm a much better shaman today because I've made so many fucking mistakes. And that's another thing. If you're afraid to make mistakes, or if you're afraid to try new things, you're going to be stuck for the rest of your life. Recently, I've encouraged people to stop listening to so many spiritual videos and watch some music videos. Music videos tend to be pure. I know that I am saying things in music videos today that I could never say publicly. I could never say it. I could never say some of the things publicly that I say in music videos. But I'm done working with wishy-washy, non-committed people. And it used to be a barrier of money. So a lot of times spiritual people would be, you have to pay me a lot of money for me to work with you. My barrier to entry is, would you get naked with me? That lets me know that you're serious. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to judge and project on that. Go right ahead, honey. Show us how fucking sick you truly are. Go ahead. I'm constantly shocked. I will not try to reason with the delusional or the insane. You cannot be reasonable with unreasonable people. You cannot be wait. Before I do that, I know a lot of people are in desperate situations and they can't always pay for spirit work or shamanism. So I think nudity is a perfect way to screen people and make sure that they're going to take this seriously. Now, I haven't thought about the people who actually like being naked, because if somebody is okay with being naked, I'm going to have to come up with something else. But most people are not okay with being naked with other people. So I think I'll be fine. So here we go. I will not try to reason with the delusional or the insane. You cannot be reasonable with unreasonable people. You cannot be honest with dishonest people. You cannot be sincere with insincere people. And for those who feel the need to overthink and over-intellectualize these healing modalities as a way to avoid actual feeling, healing, or moving, I wish you well in your padded cell. Yeah, that shit'll drive you crazy. Because the more you read and the more you do and the more you work on yourself, it gets really simple. It comes down to being present, being in your body, out of your head and into your body, out of your head and into your body. However you get there, most of us read those spiritual books to convince us that that is the way. But when you throw all your books away and just live your damn life. Throw away all those spiritual books and just live your damn life. Stay away from sick people, set appropriate boundaries, have fun, be naked more often, get healthy, get physically fit. All of that spiritual shit just keeps you in your head and it'll drive you crazy. But if you eventually do go crazy and get put into a mental institution like I once did, I will come visit you. I will bring you chocolate. I will come visit you. And if they ever let you out, they might. Usually they don't let people out of mental institutions when they get locked up. And the fact that I did get let out, only God and the spirits could have pulled that off. They put you away. They put you away for good. They do. So shamanic work is not a philosophy. It is not a debate. It is movement, rhythm, light, dark, shadow, and exposure. It is a delicate choreography. Both parties do not need to know every move, but they do need to know they are going to have to dance. If that scares you, this work is not for you. Stay far away from shamans and anything shamanic. It will rip you to shreds. But if you have had enough pain, then it will probably be the best thing for you. Good luck. I want to thank everyone who witnessed me through this transformation and stayed present while my old self was dismantled and this new self rebuilt. I hope it gives you inspiration and permission to change too. Change itself is not that hard once you decide to change. What is truly difficult is remaining the same long after you know better. This is your life. You are the one who has to live it. There's one more realization that matters. I'm done pushing healing on people who are not receptive. I'm done trying to wake people up who are invested in staying asleep. I am done carrying other people's resistance. While that effort was not wrong, it drained me. It made me irritable. It quietly fed ego in myself and others. When someone is open, the work happens effortlessly. And when they are resistant, everything turns into struggle and noise. You can't explain. I've had friends, family members who are experts on recovery without ever having gotten sober. People who are experts in relationships as they've gone through multiple divorces. Like I'm not getting involved with these people. I'm gonna do my own study, do my own research, and I'm not gonna tell my friends or family or even y'all what I'm learning. No, it's me. It's me. And if you want to work with me, that's fine. But I'm not sharing with Gen Pop what I learn anymore. I'm just not. That's for me. I thought I was being generous by sharing it with other people. But I heard a quote the other day in a meeting. And I go to recovery meetings every day. And people who don't go to recovery meetings seem to be an expert on recovery meetings. It's fucking baffling. It's baffling to me how people can be such experts on things that they know nothing about. Fucking midwits, man, I tell you. But he said, keep preaching. And if they don't listen to you in one town, go to the next town. Maybe they will stone you there. Cheers, bitches. Cheers. But over the years, people have said a lot of untrue things about me. They have run smear campaigns on me, and I don't know why. I'm not a rich person. I'm not a powerful person. I'm not an influential person. I don't know why there was a need to shut me up so badly. Primarily by my family, Merrick's family. Merrick's family loves to spread untrue shit about me. So does my family. But you know what? I just am like, why do you need to do that? Why? I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. Unless I'm somebody and I don't know it. So last year we wrote a song about it called Smear, and a version of it was on our last album, Shadows. But we decided that that was kind of angry and mean. Let's listen to a portion of that now.
And even though it falls, your heart will break. The truth of your soul, your spirit, you can't take. They will.
And so that was the version that we did with traditional singing and instruments and all of that. And so when we were doing this new album, Mask, I said, I want that to be the final song on the album, but let's write a new hook. Let's write a new melody. Let's do a different demo. Let's sing it. But when we do that for Mask, we chose voices that were not our own as well. They're better voices than ours, but we wanted a certain vibe, not us, a sort of brotherhood of all men vibe. So right now I'm gonna lip sync Smear off our new album. I have a music video for it, but the music video won't come out for a while. But I love this song, and it ends the album Mask. There's 17 tracks on Mask. It ends the album, and I think this is an appropriate lip sync performance for this final episode of the Shaman Patrick Show. Let's go.
Without a trial, they will smear you with rumors, paint you with lies. So don't bow down to the heartless guys. You are a phoenix, and from the ashes you'll rise above the petty games and the deadly ties, and the deadly ties. Tales spun in the fabric of deceit, words sharp as daggers, but don't retreat. Feel in the winds of a false conceit. Stay steady on the path, don't admit defeat. So your name's been tarnished, reputation at stake, a spectacle for the hungry gossip snake. And even though it feels your heart will break, the truth of your soul, your spirit, they can't break, they will. Smear you with rumors, paint you with lies. So don't bow down, so don't talk to doom to the heartless guys. You are a fiend, and seekings from the ashes you'll rise above the petty games and the deadly ties, and the deadly ties. They can try to burn you down in that rumor mill town. The lies are weightless, don't wear that crown. In the eye of the storm, you'll drown if you conform. In the face of a smear campaign, just don't back down and say smear me around. Smear me around. Smear me around. Draw my name across the town. Smear me. Smear me around. Smear me around. All around. Spread my name across the town. Smear me. Smear me around. Please smear me. Smear me around. Don't play their twisted, hurtful game. Hurtful game. You'll be stronger after. Won't be the same. Won't be the same. In the failed smear campaign. In the failed smear campaign. Claim your fame.
I love pop songs and pop music. What can I say? I love it so much. And I'm so glad that there are AI tools that are like having a studio. Like I wrote and produced that song, and it was like hiring session musicians to bring it to life. If I had the budget, I would do it anyway. All my music videos, if I had the budget, I would actually make them. But people are not handing money to me to create my work. Actually, we have no budget. We have no budget. We're on a deficit. We're doing this stuff because we love it. Nobody's paying us to do it. We're doing it because we love doing it. When I played Merrick that song, he was like, "Oh my God, I love it." I'm like, "I love it too. Good melody, good hook." And I love it. And also it's because we're already thinking of our next project because Mask is pretty much, well, the album is done. Now it's on to our next thing. Always work on your next thing before your current thing is released. I'm telling you, Prince was a finisher. I learned so much from Prince. Prince was a disciplined, creative worker. I've learned so much from that man. Thank you, Prince. I bet he's really, he and I have a weird history. Maybe I'll tell it someday. Not publicly, of course. Are you crazy? I tried to tell the story of Prince and myself publicly before and people got mad. But I am stepping back from the explanations. I will let the work speak for itself. I'll let the music speak for itself. I'll let the art speak for itself. And I will get on with living my life. But there's one more thing I want to talk about in this video. When I was first initiated as a shaman over a decade ago, I was posting ritual work on camera without fully understanding what I was revealing. A friend of mine, someone who genuinely knew her shit, was quietly watching those videos. She didn't comment much, she just observed. One day, she reached out to me and said a single word, "NOMMO." I'd never heard of it before. I did not ask for clarification. I did not need to. The word landed in my body like a key turning in a lock. Something opened. Something remembered itself. Later, I would learn that the NOMMO are ancestral amphibious beings revered by the Dogon people of Mali. They are described as fish-like, hermaphroditic spirits who came from the sky carrying fire, agriculture, language, and law. Masters of water, architects of culture, central figures in Dogon cosmology, often associated with the star system of Sirius. Some people reduce them to extraterrestrial theories, but that framing has never mattered to me. What mattered was what happened next. I'm just going to read it. I'm not going to. I did only the bare minimum of research before something else took over. Memories began to surface that did not feel imagined. I was flooded with the sensation of another place, a water planet vast and alive, where the ocean itself functioned like a spiritual machine, a place designed to process emotion, memory, and experience through movement and flow. That's when I remembered the novel I wrote at 16. I had completely forgot about it until then, at that time. In that book, I described a planet made entirely of water that served as a living consciousness processor. At the center of that world was a council of 9 beings who oversaw the balance of that system. I wrote it instinctively without knowing where the ideas came from. Years later, I discovered those same themes echoed throughout UFO and contact lore. Council of 9, water worlds, emotional technology. The overlap was uncomfortable in the way the truth often is. More memories followed. I remembered being aquatic, a merman, if that's the closest word. I remembered choosing to come here to this world, to this body, to do the work I'm doing now. When people ask me what my spiritual origin story feels like, the closest cultural reference I can give them is The Little Mermaid. If you want to know my life story, watch The Little Mermaid, the Disney version, with singing. Yeah, a witch fucking stole my voice. But I thought there would be an easier, softer way. But there is not. Leaving one world, entering another, trading one form of voice for another, learning lessons through limitation, coming here not to rule, but to serve. And that's what I want to get sit here, like I live a service oriented life. Like I don't have to make videos. I don't have to do any of this at all. I don't have to help people get sober. I don't have to do any of that stuff. But a life without service is a dead life. I know of people who decide to quit drinking on their own without getting involved in a program or a group, without being of service. Oh my God, they get miserable fast. They get miserable. They get real miserable real fast. They are so miserable, they don't know they're miserable. That's how miserable they are. They are. And they project, it's called dry drunkenness, and they project their misery out into the world. And I, like with many of these dry drunks, I said, just go back to drinking. Just go back. If you're not an alcoholic, there's no reason for you to not drink. Oh, I'm not going back to drinking. I'm like, okay, enjoy hell. Enjoy hell. I'm leaving. I don't have to put up with it. I don't have to put up with this shit at all. But a life of service is what you get. Like, I love being of service. I love helping other people. I love it. I love it. I love seeing the light go on behind people's eyes. I love that part. I love it. And I'm not just saying that either. I'm not saying that either. I want to brag on one guy. I'm going to brag on one of the guys that I work with. I think he'd be okay with me, but you don't even know who he is. Okay. So, but, when I first met with him, he's like, I'm not getting fucking naked with you, Patrick. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And then, later he's like, okay, I see the value of it. I see the value of this. But man, it takes a long time to break people down. Most people don't want to be broken down. They want to hold on to the old version of themselves, even though it's not serving me. I looked at a family member recently, and I said to him, like, what is there left to learn in this life that you're living? What else, what is left to learn in that childish, feminized behavior life that you're living, that weak life? What do you have to learn more about being a weak man? Why don't you want to be a strong man? Why don't you want that? Why would you not want to be the best version of yourself? What is there left to learn in that bullshit? And he's like, I don't know, but he's holding on to it for dear life as if it fucking matters. So you just have to be patient with people you love. You do. Even when you're being of service. The hardest thing about being a shaman is knowing how to help people and not being able to. But you know what? I'm only going to help people who ask for it from now on. I'm not going to offer unsolicited shamanic advice to people who are not asking for it or paying for it in some way. Because if they're not paying for it, they don't really want it. Nobody appreciates free shit. Except really, really cheap people. You can't hang out with really cheap people. You'll go broke hanging out with frugal, cheap, lack-filled people. You will go broke. You have to be really rich to be that much of a penny pincher. And see, here's the thing. I know rich people who are really frugal and penny pinching. And I'm like, do you know how much more money you would have if you would just drop this obsession with lack? You're afraid of losing all your money? Well, like, you're a millionaire now. You could be a billionaire if you would just drop that shit. Nope, they're not going to do it. They want to be miserable. I know people who could buy anything they fucking wanted, and they're still fucking miserable. Bam! That tells you that money is not everything. Money is not everything. But see, they're surrounded by nice things, so it has the illusion. But man, I bet in the still of the night, they get up at night and they look around at the beautiful surroundings and go, why am I miserable then? If I have everything I want or everything that I have, why am I so fucking miserable? And if any of my people out there who are rich and are hearing that, give me a shout. I'll tell you why you're miserable. If you can realize you're miserable. If you can realize it. Coming here not to rule, but to serve. Over the years, strangers have approached me and called me NOMMO without prompting. When I later encountered non-human intelligences through direct contact experiences, they used the same word, always as if it were obvious. So now I'm going to talk about this. I want to talk about this part. So I was gonna tell the story of my life as a NOMMO, what I went through, but we wrote a song for our album called Pool Boy, and I talked to my husband about this, and I said, let's put the NOMMO shit in that video. Most people will understand it. They won't understand what it's about anyway. They might think it's just a cool music video, but for those spiritually astute people, this is my story of me as a NOMMO. It's called Pool Boy. Let's watch it now.
Gate lock, lights low, tank top tight, move slow. Checks the drain, checks the messes. Stand back, handles my stress. Pool boy, cleanse my pool left to die. Pool boy, it's gonna leave a watermark. Pool boy, gets it dirty, gets it right. Pool boy, only comes at night. Hands wet, grip short, doesn't ask, knows the cure. Says don't worry, says it calm. Steps in close, takes control. Pool boy, cleans my pool off the dock. Pool boy, he's gonna leave a watermark. Pool boy, gets it dirty, gets it right. Pool boy, only comes at night. Brush it hard, break it loose. Cloudy nights, Garrett Dukes. No talk, no thanks. Job gets done. Check is blank. Pool boy, gonna make me pool boy. Turn me into a pool boy. You gotta be so pool boy. Pack me up like a pool boy. You don't have to be a pool boy. Just keep on being my pool boy. Come over here, I really want you near. Take my money and my fear. Pool boy. Cleans my pool left to dark. Pool boy, it's gonna leave a watermark. Pool boy, gets it dirty, gets it right. Pool boy, only comes at night. He pulls out, licks it clean, comes in left. But what he means, pool boy, cleans my pool left to dark. Pool boy, it's gonna leave a watermark. Pool boy, gets it dirty, gets it right. Pool boy, only comes at night.
And there is an appearance by Cthulhu there at the end. As you know, I work with spirit guides, cosmic entities. I mean, that's what shamans do. But I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to show it. There is nothing to be afraid of. There is nothing to be afraid of at all. And when you know that I'm NOMMO, the stuff I do especially today, makes a little bit more sense. So, through channeling and other mediums, the NOMMO have shown me what they do. They seed civilizations. They bring language, art, music, rhythm, and dance. They help cultures organize themselves without crushing their soul. They work alongside other intelligences that specialize in calming violence and stabilizing emotional fields, using what I can only describe as a love based frequency to reduce fear and chaos. The word NOMMO itself means to make one drink. It is sustenance. It is nourishment. It is the idea that words themselves can hydrate a civilization. That language can stabilize reality when it is aligned with truth. They keep records, but not in the way that we do. They speak through architecture. Buildings are their books. Homes are their chapters. Cities are living libraries. Human lives are stories written in matter and time. And they have told me this more than once without irony. Out of all the civilizations they have helped shape, we are their favorite stories, not because we are perfect, but because we are unfinished. I do want to talk about this. This is kind of emotional. So when Merrick and I got together, there was a lot of spiritual activity, a lot of it, and we had to get out of Chicago. Merrick's family was not good for him. We thought that my family would be better, so we were going through a lot. And the NOMMO started coming through me, and I started channeling them, and we would try to record them. Merrick would try to transcribe what they were saying. They spoke in a robotic sing-song voice, and I only heard it through memories, but Merrick said it was beautiful. It was like listening to an AI voice. So Merrick and I were going through a really tough time, and they told us that we were one of their favorite stories, and they know how the story ends, but they want us to experience it for ourselves. Kind of feel them coming back a little bit, but yeah, and I know this to be true, that this world is not what you think it is, not at all. I mean, I used to think that I knew what the world was about, and now I don't even really know. But I do know that there's a purity in the sounds and in the music and in the lyrics, and I know it's not artificial intelligence. I know it's alien intelligence. I know it is. Because in making these videos using AI, they come up with a lot of the images. I just usually hit generate, and they come up with the scenes, and I just cobble it together or put it together or craft it. I might come up with some of the images, but usually it's them. It's the NOMMO making this music, not me. And I am NOMMO. So there we go. There we go. But here's another thing that is very strange, because I'm one person and I should not have all of these talents. So when I look back over my life, the pattern is impossible to ignore. I've worked in writing, music, visual art, ritual performance, teaching, and myth making. I've held more jobs than make sense. I have moved between disciplines the way some people change clothes. I do not mean casually competent. I mean fluent, adept, able to step into a medium and speak it as if I have been there before. There is no reasonable explanation for that kind of range without assistance. No linear career path accounts for it. No normal learning curve explains it. At a certain point, you either dismiss it as coincidence, or you accept that something has been working through you, teaching you how to pour meaning into whatever vessel is available. Which brings me back to the word itself, NOMMO. NOMMO means to make one drink. I do not think that is metaphorical. I think it is literal, symbolic, and initiatory all at once. I have long believed that alcohol and alcoholism are deeply entangled with the way the NOMMO work. Addiction is not random. It is not merely pathology. It is often the first crack in the dam. A dangerous one, yes, sometimes fatal. But when it does not kill you, when it breaks you open instead, it becomes an initiation. I've often said that the afflicted are the chosen. The alcoholism is the initiation into higher consciousness. Addiction is the initiation into higher consciousness. So many people are afraid of being known as an alcoholic or an addict. I myself used to be that way. But when you really know what it is, when you know what the affliction is, it's an invitation by the spirits into higher consciousness. That's what they call alcohol spirits. The disease is the cure, essentially. Like every good thing in my life is because I'm an alcoholic. Every good thing in my life is because I realized that I didn't need those substances, that those substances were covering up a lifetime of pain and sorrow and trauma. And, you know, for those of you that are not aware of this, I do not get along with my family. My family, they're terrible, but I was too drunk to realize how terrible they were. And now that I know how terrible they are, they're even worse to me. Same with my husband's family, because sober people rarely get along with their families because the families are the reason they are the alcoholic and the addict in the first place. And so I worked very hard to help my family on with their own stuff. They don't want it. Same with Merrick's family. They want to stay the same way. And so we have been dealing with shit from both of our families for years. And we've asked them to stop. And we've asked them to stop lying, to stop gaslighting. All that stuff. They're not going to do that. And in many cases, I think they would rather see us destroyed than be able to speak the truth. So even just to bring these messages to you has been enormously challenging and difficult. I would not have this YouTube channel today if my parents were still alive. Anyone from an enmeshed family system knows exactly what I'm talking about. I would not be able to speak the truth because the truth makes them look bad. So they would have pulled out the stops to prevent me from speaking the truth because the truth makes them look bad. Now, if the truth makes you look bad, maybe stop doing what you're doing. But in getting sober, I had to face the truth of what a horrible person I had been. And the moment that I faced the truth of my mistakes, I didn't know I was hurting people. I didn't know I was a liar. I didn't know I was doing these things. I was that fucking delusional. And when I got sober and I saw what a piece of shit I was, I don't do that stuff anymore because I was made aware of it. And getting sober is you look in the mirror just for a minute. Most people cannot stand that brief moment of clarity. So people will continue causing suffering in their lives and the lives of others until something makes them stop. And if anyone in my family or Merrick's family is listening, please stop. 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 And I love you. I really do. Probably more than you will ever fucking know in this lifetime. You'll probably have to live a dozen lifetimes before you realize how much I fucking love you. In shamanic traditions, the poison is the cure. The thing that nearly destroys you is the same substance that forces transformation. Addiction drags people to the edge of themselves, strips away false identities, burns through denial, and confronts the soul with a simple ultimatum: die unconscious or live awake. Sobriety, when it is real and not moral, it's not moral. It is alchemical. It is the moment the poison is transmuted into medicine. And I do want to say this. People who quit drinking on their own, y'all never get to heal. Y'all never get to go through, y'all never get the medicine. That's why you're so miserable. Because the drinking and the substance use is the medicine for who you are. And when you take away that medicine, you're miserable. You don't have it anymore. You don't have it anymore. And it's awful. I mean, and see, I did that. I quit drinking on my own without healing. And I was miserable. Everybody is. You're not special. You're not unique. Nobody is. But understanding that I'm NOMMO I want you to know this. If they influence what we call the disease of addiction, then it confirms what I've always suspected. The afflicted are not cursed. They are chosen. They are the ones capable of being cracked open deeply enough to carry something back. They are the ones who can drink the chaos, survive it, and then become vessels themselves. To make one drink does not mean to intoxicate. It means to initiate. It means to flood a being with experience until something new is born. And if that is true, then everything in my life makes sense. To a degree. And there you have it. Everything I wanted to say about why I'm not calling myself a shaman anymore, that I'm a NOMMO, and I might talk about some shamanic things and NOMMO stuff in episodes of The Patrick Show. The Patrick Show. I'll tell you why I'm calling it that. So people would get jealous that I get attention, which I think is weird. I think it's weird. So they would say, this isn't the Patrick Show. My parents refused to call me Patrick, but they would call me Eric. They go, this isn't the Eric Show. But you know what? It is. It is the Patrick Show. And it's your show as well. Every person is in their own movie. And every person is directing and writing their own show. And other people are actors. Other people are playing roles in your life and giving you lessons and helping you realize things about yourself. Can you realize things about yourself through watching this episode? Did you have reactions? So here's what I want to say until the first episode of the Patrick Show premieres. I want you to live your fucking life. Quit watching so much spiritual shit. Quit watching politics. Watch some fucking porn. Listen to some fucking music. Get outside. Do something with your life. Write a song. Write a poem. Paint a painting. Get out of your fucking head before it kills you. Over-identification with the mind is the hugest problem. And if you need help with this, we wrote a book about it. It is called The Machinations of Ego. It is on Amazon and it's available now. We were thinking about putting it out of print, but I don't think we will do that. I think we will leave it up. If you're ready to break free from drama, self-sabotage, and performative spirituality, this book will change your life. Most New Age people are full of shit. They are. Most shamans are full of shit. They are. I myself have been full of shit because I couldn't tell you the truth. So if I can't speak the truth to you, I may as well not even say it, but I'm going to find ways to keep telling the truth, because when you live in truth, life gets easy. Life gets better. You become free. You become truly fucking free. And I want freedom for each and every fucking one of you. Have a beautiful week. I will see you on the next episode of The Patrick Show. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye. Oh, whoa. Thank you for all your support over the past year. I didn't want to forget that. Thank you. Mwah.
I call back the energy they told me to waste. The fire they said was dangerous. The hunger they told me to suppress. They told me to cover up, and now I stand naked. I look in the mirror, see the lines on my body.